I made a deal on Twitter long ago that I would do a Q&A at 5k, and here we are. So this is mostly going to be a chill video with some questions you guys asked and some common questions as well. Because you guys asked me a lot of the same questions. Sorry for making this video so late. I reached 5k when I wasn't uploading for a while, and I didn't want to start uploading just because I reached 5k, but because I wanted to. Of course, I still incredibly appreciate all the support you guys have given me, and 2024 is gonna be awesome. Anyways, let's get on with the Q&A. Before I'm gonna start answering your guys' questions, I want to answer some common questions to get those out of the way, so pay attention. The question I get asked by far the most is, what sabers do you use? I use the sabers Reed sabers, which are sabers made by BeatLeader, which is by far my favorite mod and leaderboard. These sabers do however cost a little bit of money, but I think it's very worth it since you're heavily supporting BeatLeader with it for only being the cost around $3. To get some confusion out of the way, once you pay, you can always use these sabers. You just won't get any updates after paying for them. Another important note is that you cannot send these sabers around to any other people. Don't ask me why, but it just does not work. Another question that I get asked a lot, which is very relative to the other question, is what are your saber presets? So for the people who don't know, with Reed sabers you can customize everything exactly how you want it, and that's what I did too. And if people want to use exactly my settings, instead of having to manually put in every setting, they can just download the preset file and it will appear in the preset list. I have always had my preset in my Discord server, in the FAQ channel, but you can also go to the description and download them directly from there. Another very common question I get asked a lot is, how do I get better at Beat Saber? This is of course a very broad question, and I'll try to explain it the best I can. I think the advice I should give you depends heavily on how far you are in the game, because I can tell you all the minor details that can help you improve, but if you just started playing, it's completely useless to tell you these minor details. I think most people that play Beat Saber that are in a community are around a few thousand ranks and just need to play more to get more swing control. This usually comes with playing, but sometimes getting different controller settings could help, or seeing someone else swing and taking inspiration from that, or trying to use a bit less wrist on the easier parts so you can act them better, etc, etc. As I said, a lot of advice depends on where you are in the game. However, I do think it's for every skill level a good thing to look at your replay and slow down and see where you missed or dropped act, since no one is swinging and hitting the notes perfectly. Well, except for one guy. I've also made a video on how to improve in Beat Saber, so please go watch that at the end of this video if you want more tips. That will be it for all the common questions. If you still have a question, please join my Discord server and check the FAQ channel. Now for the first question you guys asked, we have a question from Food Games asking, what's the dog in your profile picture? Also, what's the dog's name? The dog in my profile picture is from this picture where a cute little dog is tucked into bed, except I zoomed in on his face and later added a glitchy effect over it. This is what it was before I added the glitchy effect. This is not my dog, and I also sadly have no idea what its name is. If the owner of this dog happens to watch this video, please tell me what its name is, I would love to know. Next question is from Omega Sabers and asked, when and how did you get into Beat Saber? I got into Beat Saber from the old Tibytes videos when I was like 12 or 13 and fell completely in love with Beat Saber. It looked so cool that I had to get it, so I saved up for a VR headset, which back then the only headsets available from Oculus were Quest 1, Rift S, or Oculus Go. But since I already had a PC, I obviously went with Rift S, which is what I still play on today. The first time I played Beat Saber wasn't actually on my own headset. It was at a gaming event that I went to with my uncle, and then they had the shittiest headset ever. But I had so much fun. Because I've seen so many videos about Beat Saber, I already knew kind of how the game worked. So I started playing on hard mode, and I was so impressed with myself. It was awesome. I don't know when I bought my headset, but I bought Beat Saber on the 3rd of January 2020. So I have been playing for over 3 years now. Next question is from AbXD asking, how tall are you? I am 5'7", maybe just 5'8", I'm not sure. Fun fact by the way, we have a list on our door of our height at every age from me and my sister. So I can see how tall I was at 13 for example. So if you're ever in my house, take a look at that. Anyways, next question is from Warfaring that asked, what are your favorite games and how much playtime do you have in Beat Saber? My favorite games always change because I never really stick heavily with one game other than Beat Saber, of course. But right now I would say I enjoy Overwatch and Minecraft. And then sometimes some silly games with friends like GTA or Phasmo. Also Planet Coaster is a really fun game, but I haven't touched it in a while. And as of the time recording this, I have 1.7k hours in Beat Saber. Next question is from Katany, who asked, do you see yourself playing more V3 maps now that Score Saber is updated? I think this is referring to the update where Score Saber finally added V3 support to leaderboards, which doesn't really change anything for me, but I know mappers will make more V3 maps now that Score Saber supported it, so I guess you could say yes and no. Next question is from Wither asking, when will you face reveal? Maybe when I face reveal my identity that I actually am Batman. The next question is from TMK. When, why, and how did you start making videos? It started really early for me as a child when I was around 6 or 7 years old in primary school, doing little gameplay videos. But instead of recording the screen, I would stack a bunch of pillows on top of each other to make that as a tripod to put my camera on, so the angle was less from below. And that looked something like this. After doing that for a bit, I was allowed to add my face in my videos for my parents. So I would do these challenges with my friends like the Chubby Bunny challenge, or the Bean Boozled challenge, or the Hot Dorito Chips challenge. I will show a short part of me and my old friend doing the Bean Boozled challenge, but I'm blurring out my friend's face just in case he doesn't want his face shown.
Yo kijkers, ik ben vandaag met een heel speciale gast. Luca. Oh ja, jij komt ook wat zeggen. Ja. Wij gaan de Bean Boozled challenge doen. Ik weet niet of jullie goed kunnen zien, maar... En jij mag nu als eerste te rijden.
So yeah, that was Tibytes at 9 years old, and that's also the closest you will get to a face reveal from me. Next question is again from Food Games asking, what other VR games do you like to play? Currently, I don't really play many other VR games, but I've played a bunch of Pavlov, some Population 1, some Tennis VR, and some Phasmo in VR. I have also really enjoyed The Forest in VR, and I had a period where I played a lot of Breachers and waited for them to add a competitive game mode, which they never did and I just stopped playing. Last question is from Pure Uranium asking, will you make a second channel or post stuff other than Beat Saber? I have thought of making a second channel, yeah, and uploading Overwatch stuff on there, but I would have to keep track of 2 channels and also uploading regularly on both of them. And I think if I started uploading other stuff than Beat Saber on my main channel, people would very quickly stop watching me entirely. Let me know what you think about this in the comments though. With that being the last question, that also puts an end to this video. I hope you enjoyed this more chill and personal video. Thank you again so much for 5k and see you in the next video.